There are a ton of new Marvel updates and Marvel scoops coming from Daniel RPK. Some of these you guys have probably heard about. It's been covered on other channels. Some of these you may not have heard about. If you're coming by here for the first time, please leave a like and leave a comment also with your thoughts on these Marvel leaks. These are for upcoming MCU movies. The good news is that they have not given up on Kang Dynasty. So all the reports and speculation that we had about Kang Dynasty maybe being changed or Marvel going in a different direction, that does not appear to be the case. And the good news is, I told you guys, did a video on this with Mike from Laughing Stock Cinema, and I discussed that it would actually be cool if instead of replacing Kang the Conqueror with Doctor Doom, if instead Doctor Doom was still involved in Secret Wars, but Kang the Conqueror was still a villain. So in other words, it's not like they work together, even though they could work together, but you have two dangerous villains for the heroes to deal with. And I would love that. And it could even be more than two, because with the multiverse, you could bring in some of the X-Men villains. I mean, there's a lot they can do, but the discussion is that Kang Dynasty, not only is it not canceled, but they have a new writer. And as of right now, they're looking for a new director, with Sam Raimi being one of the guys who is basically been rumored or in discussion to direct Kang Dynasty. So that is good news. I did not want them to give up on Kang. They are definitely keeping an eye on the Jonathan Majors case. The trial. I was about to say settlement, but we haven't got that far yet. The Jonathan Majors trial. And they're going to see what ends up happening, if either he's found guilty or if they find some piece of evidence that shows that he has a history of doing this. All that stuff is still up in the air, but that is what they're waiting for. And the talk is that if Majors does end up doing jail time, they may recast. I don't think it's a good idea to do that, but hey, what can you do? Okay, so let's discuss what's over here on the Marvel Studios Reddit. I'm going to go through these bullet points and then give you my thoughts on it. All of these are from Daniel RPK, who has been a very credible leaker throughout the years. The first bullet point: Spider-Man 4, ShangChi 2, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool 3 are all expected to set up the ground for Avengers Secret Wars. Just so people don't jump to conclusions about Spider-Man 4, Daniel previously said in his post about Spider-Man 4 was taken out of context regarding multiverse stuff. The SSU and MCU are not merging in this film. That is most likely a PCS, and that's it. So a PCS is post-credit scene, first of all. SSU is the Sony Spider Universe. So remember that story that came out a few days ago about how they said that Spider-Man 4 would be merging the Sonyverse with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? That's not what's happening. And I think I even said, I forgot if I said this in the video or just to my friends. I'll be honest, I don't remember. But I think I said that they could have the Sony characters appear in multiple Spider-Man MCU movies and not necessarily destroy. Like, it does not mean they have to necessarily destroy the Sonyverse. Like, they could still have the Sonyverse exist, but because we've got situations like the Vulture being in Morbius and all these things going on, it feels like they're not going to merge the two, I don't believe, at least not yet. But I do expect to see a lot of Sonyverse characters appearing in more MCU projects. Like, obviously, we haven't seen the last of Tobey and Andrew's Peter Parker Spider-Man. We have not seen the last of the Vulture or Tom Hardy's Venom. And remember, a piece of the symbiote was left over at the end of No Way Home in the main MCU universe. So, there that goes. Marvel Studios reportedly decided to have Deadpool 3 as the only film that will release next year, due to them being extremely confident in it. They expect the film to deliver at the box office, with critics and fans excited for the MCU again. It will reportedly be one of the most important films of the multiverse saga and lay the groundwork for Avengers Secret Wars. So that is really not a big scoop, because we've been talking about that for a while. Everyone on this platform and all over the web that's been discussing the MCU knows about how important this movie is, because this movie's going to really set the tone. Deadpool 3 is R-rated. The TVA will be in Deadpool 3. There's going to be a storyline involving some of the Fox X-Men. Obviously, Wolverine and Deadpool are main characters, and it's going to be involving them being involved with the TVA, and they're going to be recruiting prime heroes for a new Earth or a new universe, which will likely become Battle World. Now, again, I don't know that for sure. We don't know that. This is all stuff that's been coming out like through leaks and through rumors, but it's going to set up. They basically kept saying that this movie will really set up Secret Wars, even more than Kang Dynasty. So that's interesting. ShangChi is eyeing a 2024-2025 production begin date. Yeah, the dude who was Daniel Cretton, the guy who did ShangChi 1 and was supposed to do Avengers Kang Dynasty, he's already started working on ShangChi 2. And there's a big rumor going out right now, big rumor, that ShangChi 2 is going to involve him going back in time to face a Kang variant. Now, why he would have to go back in time, who knows? Maybe it has to do with the 10 rings. They obviously have that mid-credit scene with Bruce Banner and Carol Danvers looking at the beads, or at the rings, and they're beaming. I was going to say, I don't know why I said beads. They're beaming energy into space to call for someone. We don't know if it's going to be Kang or somebody else, but nevertheless, that's the setup. So I like Shang-Chi 1. I enjoyed that movie. I had a good time with it, and I thought it was a very, very good movie, very fun. So I have no problem with that. No problem. Sam Raimi, Justin Benson, and Aaron Moorhead are some of the names being thrown around, but not the top contender for possible directors of Avengers The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. That's what I was talking about earlier, that these are being talked about. Note this person exaggerated this, but only other source I can find that has both of them. So Sam Raimi's fine. Justin Benson, Aaron Moorhead, that's fine. They work together. There's no issue with this. I don't think we're going to actually have a legitimate director until maybe next year. I think 2024 is when they're going to announce who the real director is going to be of that movie. They're probably going to really think about it now, because obviously Marvel is pivoting a little bit. They're still going to keep the eye on the ball for Kang, but there's more coming. Thor 5, Eternals 2, Doctor Strange 3, and Black Panther 3 are in development. No other info given. Yeah, I mean, these don't surprise me that much necessarily. Eternals 2 kind of does, because the first movie was not that well received, and there were all kinds of rumors about them dropping the Eternals or doing something different with them, like a TV show. Again, that all remains to be seen. It says here, Miss Marvel Season 2, Moon Knight Season 2, and She-Hulk Season 2 are in development, but Dan himself debunked it and said that no, they're only being discussed. So they're discussing right now Miss Marvel Season 2, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk, which I hope that I don't want to see another She-Hulk season, man. I think that they kind of pooped the bed on that one. I don't think it's a good idea to bring her back. And it's unfortunate because the actress didn't do anything wrong. The cast and crew just did their job. It's the writing that was the problem. But sometimes that happens, and there's casualties. Now, the other big rumor that's not covered on here is that Miss Marvel and the Young Avengers, right now they're not sure if they're going to do the Young Avengers movie or the Young Avengers TV show, like Disney Plus show. I know one of the other rumors is that Feige wants longer shows. Like, instead of them being like 6 episodes or 8 episodes, he wants longer seasons. So that may end up being the case, and they may do like a really long 12 episode season of the Young Avengers. I actually think that would be a fun Disney Plus show. I'm not sure how well it will do in theaters because those characters are not, to me, beloved enough to warrant them being in the movie theater, but still, I think they work better on a TV show, in my opinion. Plus, you've also got Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars being like, I don't want to say the adult Avengers, but the real Avenger movies are going to be those. So Young Avengers should be a nice TV show. Hyped up well, it actually could do well. But again, it all depends on how much they have confidence in these characters. So that's it for today's video. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new, subscribe. Thank you. Talk to you soon.